If you want to drastically change your life, you have to do this one thing that will hurt, but it is scientifically proven to work by great thinkers like Angie Huberman, Anna Lemke, and so many other scientists studying this. Now, because of this one thing, I stopped being so lazy. I finally started a business and got clients, and I'm improving every part of my life. Now, I'm going to break down what this thing is, but before I do that, I need you to understand one thing. I need you to understand that you are running. And until you stop running, nothing's going to change. And I remember back when I worked, it was this store called Sports Academy. I hated it. I would work from 2 to 11 p.m. and I would get off. And I lived far away, so I would get off, get home late, and my roommate would already be going down like for the night. And I would hate the feeling of feeling like I missed out on a day that I could have spent with my people because I was at work. And so I would get on my phone and look up how to start a business, things I could do to make more money because I was desperate to quit. Because I hated looking at Snapchat and seeing that my friends were out doing what they wanted. Hold on, I got a sneeze coming up. Oh my God. Anyway, I would hate seeing how my friends were out living life, doing things, having fun on Snapchat. And then here I am, folding clothes. And I'd get off work and the party was done. And I'm going to sleep. So I would search for ways to make more money, but it was so overwhelming. There were so many things that they're popping up, and I just felt like I was so far away and I couldn't do any of that stuff. And the moment I got overwhelmed, I would get off searching on how to start a business, how to make money, and I would immediately get on TikTok to soothe myself. And I'd pass out, and then the cycle would resume of me going to work, hating it, coming back home, trying to find solutions, getting overwhelmed, running from it, and nothing happening for me. But until I learned to stop running and to realize that if I'm feeling overwhelmed by this thing, that means this is something new I'm learning, and had grace for myself and gave myself patience and allowed myself to feel how I'm feeling, but reaffirmed myself that it's okay to be feeling this way because I'm learning. I'm stepping out into the unknown. I'm out of my comfort zone. So of course I'm going to feel some type of way. But how am I going to grow unless I step deeper into that feeling and find the way out? Instead of running, step deeper into it. And that's what you're going to have to do. Because, first of all, the thing I'm going to break down that is going to change everything for you, it's going to be mad uncomfortable and you're going to want to run. But I'm telling you right now, if you run, nothing's going to change for you. And I wish I had known this a lot earlier. Now, I want to give you a tool to make not running from your problems, not running from how you're feeling, easier. And what I can give you is mindfulness, aka just sit with yourself. So I have a habit of binge eating. That's whenever I'm feeling like down low, I will. You think I can't eat because I'm tiny? Look, I can eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner all in one. Like I can big back it down to the bone. But obviously, I'm gonna work on that because I don't want to be binge eating. That's not good for my body. And whenever I finish eating anything, I have this craving. Like I need more. I want more. I want more. And normally, I will feed into that craving, and that's where the binge eating will come from. But as of lately, I tell myself, like when I'm having that craving, that first of all, I'm aware of that I'm having it. That's the first step, being aware of it. And that's the part of mindfulness, just being aware of how you're feeling. But I tell myself, I'm trying to fill a void that can never be filled. I'm trying to fill a void that can never be filled. And when I tell myself that, I realize I have to sit with this feeling. I have to sit with it until it passes. Because the more I try to get rid of that feeling by eating more, it's not going to go away. It's going to intensify. And that's just a really quick example of how you can use mindfulness. You have to be aware of how you're feeling. So when you're trying to make some changes, whatever that is to you, I don't know what changes you're trying to make because you're not having a one-on-one conversation. But if you want to have that, click the first thing in my bio. But ultimately, you have to think about what it is you want to achieve. Maybe that's working out. Maybe that's reading more. Maybe that's starting a business. Maybe that's being a better person. And ask yourself, when you're trying to do that stuff, what are you feeling? what type of resistance do you feel? Do you feel discouraged? Do you feel lazy? Do you feel unmotivated? Do you feel like you can't, like, what do you feel? And when you understand that feeling, now what can you tell yourself to go deeper into that feeling? Let's say for example, you want to work out, but you feel discouraged because you don't know what to do. Okay, now let's sit there and recognize I'm feeling discouraged. Okay, well, what can I tell myself to help me? Okay, I'm feeling discouraged because I don't know what kind of workout to do. So I can tell myself, hey, it's okay. You don't have to get things perfect. All that matters is that you show up and do something. And if you show up and do something, eventually you'll figure out your way. But how are you gonna figure it out if you don't even start? And just by talking to yourself like that, it'll make a big difference. I'm telling you, your self-talk matters so much. And I could tell you another story about that, but then this video will be longer than I want it to be. So I just want you to know, the first thing you gotta do is realize when you're running. Because if you're running, you're not going to do what it takes to change your life. Just like with me, I did not start my business until I stopped running from the fear of the unknown, of not knowing how to do it. And I learned, I read books on it. I kept learning from other people who were successful and learning the right mindsets. And now here I am, where I've gotten clients for my business. I'm going to continue getting clients and continue showing up because I understand what I need to know to get me here. The second thing is, and I talk about this so much in my videos because this is so important. You want to fix your dopamine. You want to get more dopamine inside of you because dopamine is a chemical we all have. That is our motivational chemical. The more dopamine you have inside of you, the more you will do the hard work to change your life. Now, you might be wondering, where's the hurt coming in? The hurt comes in when I tell you how to get more dopamine. First of all, how do you lose dopamine? You lose dopamine when you're continuously experiencing pleasure. Anytime you experience pleasure, whether it's small pleasure like going outside and feeling the weather on your skin and it's nice, or high stimulating pleasure like being on your phone and scrolling all day, that is releasing dopamine. And when dopamine releases, that means the motivational chemical inside of you is going down. It's going down. And you can feel these effects. Like if you are scrolling on your phone for a couple hours and then you realize, oh shoot, I got a homework assignment to do. Because your motivational chemicals are so low, you're going to feel so much resistance to doing that homework. But if you had woke up immediately and got started on your homework, you wouldn't feel resistance because your dopamine is high up there. It's good. It's high time to recharge. And it's not as simple as that, but I'm making it simple so you can get a general understanding of why this is so important. So, how do you fix your dopamine? You live a low stimulating lifestyle. And this is where the hurt's going to come in. Now, I remember when I did this. So you might have heard dopamine detox. Dopamine detox is good, but it's not going to fix your problems with dopamine. Dopamine minimalism will do that. And I go into more detail of that on my dopamine guidebook, which you can get in my description for free. But ultimately, I remember when I did dopamine detox to get my dopamine fixed. And I went an entire month without being on my phone. And when I tell you the first week, I felt depression. I felt like there was no meaning to my life because I wasn't using my phone for anything other than like the GPS. And that's pretty much it. Not even to listen to music, not even to call my friends. And I texted them and let them know, like, hey, for a month, I'm not going to be here because I need to be off my phone. And it sucked. I felt like there was nothing to do. Time moved so slow. It was horrible. I literally felt so sad. And it's so crazy how just getting off this thing can affect you that much. That's how you know the phone is an addiction. Like, I was going to do literal withdrawals. But I'm so glad I did that. Because now I don't need to be on my phone. Like, I've learned how to live without stimulation. I've learned how to how to entertain myself in a way that it doesn't release so much dopamine. Because the more pleasure you feel, the higher it is, the more dopamine you'll lose. But if you do like regular amounts of pleasure, like just playing with a yo-yo, just throwing it up and down, that's a low amount of pleasure. Hold on, my doorbell just rang. I gotta get that. I forgot what I was saying. My mom came home and we had a small conversation, so I forgot. I lost the momentum. But I know I was talking about fixing your dopamine and living a low stimulating life. Oh yeah. It's crazy how the phone is an addiction. But that's where the pain is gonna come in. The pain is gonna come in when you get away from all this stimulation and you convert back to a low stimulating lifestyle that we're supposed to be living. That's the pain is gonna come in. The dopamine detox that you gotta go on. But I'm telling you, if you go on this dopamine detox and you go through the motions that will arise from you not having access to all this constant stimulation, by the end of it, you will be a different person. You'll have more dopamine inside of you, which means it'll be 10 times easier for you to do what most people would see as hard work. It'll be slight work to you. You'll actually enjoy doing it and you won't feel lazy anymore because you have replenished your motivational chemicals. And that is literally all there is to it. Because I have fixed my motivational chemicals, I have filled up notebooks by hand. I've written thousands of blogs. And I would show you. I could literally put the proof up right now to show you. But I don't feel like doing it. Because I fixed my dopamine. Look, I always wanted to learn how to juggle. That was just something I was so interested in. Tell me why I know how to do it now. I spent the time. Okay. I don't have much room, okay? I ain't got much room to juggle. But tell me why I was able to spend the time to learn something like that. It's not like a extremely fun thing to learn, but I did it because I had motivational chemicals inside of me to do that. So how do you fix your motivational chemicals? How do you improve your dopamine? First of all, dopamine detox. And if you want more information, like I said, if I did say it, I got dopamine guidebook in my description. Click that, it's free. You'll learn more. But basically, you want to live like ancestors did 100 years ago. And to do that, just ask yourself the question, will my ancestors do this 100 years ago whenever you try to do something? For example, I'm going to go for a walk outside. Will my ancestors 100 years ago do this? Yeah, they'll go for walks. So you go for a walk. You get back inside. You sit down. You get on your phone. You start scrolling. Wait a second. Will my ancestors 100 years ago do this? They wouldn't. They didn't have phones. So you get off your phone. Instead, you pick up a book. Will my ancestors do this? Yes, my ancestors would do this. They would read. And just that simple question, I know it's so simple. And I say this in so many of my videos, but that simple question will put you on a direct pathway to fixing your dopamine because now you're no longer giving it all away to these high stimulating things. You've switched over to a low stimulating lifestyle, which is what our ancestors had to live. They had no choice but to live a low stimulating lifestyle because they didn't have high stimulating things like that. Of course, they had drugs and stuff like that. That was high stimulating, but for the most part, they didn't. So once you realize you're running, and you can stop yourself from running, because on this dopamine detox, you're gonna want to run from it. That's why I want you to realize, be more mindful, because you're gonna want to run back to your phone. You're gonna want to run back to your TV. You're gonna want to run back to things you're used to. When you're having those feelings, be mindful of it. Affirm to yourself that you can handle this, and continue going through this dopamine detox and continue learning how to live this low stimulating lifestyle. It will hurt, but once you have fixed your motivational chemicals, once you have fixed your dopamine, your life will change because now you'll be the person who can do the hard work needed to reach the success you want.